Okay, I think we can get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the third session of Medical Affairs. Ronak sir, I think we can get started if you're ready.
Uh, good evening. Thank you, Dr. Samriddhi, and good evening, all. Thank you once again, Curio Climate, for this opportunity. And I hope I am audible and visible. Anyone can confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I will also share the screen. And since I am in not in usual network area, so just let me know once again if my screen is visible, and at that time I'm visible and audible well, because bandwidth may come down. So please reconfirm. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's visible now.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you once again for joining uh, this session. So without further ado, we will start the session. So today's topic is medical scientific liaison. Last week we had discussion on medical versus different functions in a industry or a company. So as always, it's very important disclaimer. So all opinion, comments, views, content are personal or based on references available in public domain or some kind of AI platform as well. And whatever being discussed, shared, spoken or opined is only in personal capacity and in no way represent the company uh, where I currently work or where I have worked in past. So let's go ahead. So the MSL, different kind of abbreviation, medical scientific liaison, the most common name nomenclature globally. In India, we have a lot many RMA position as well, regional medical advisor. Some company have FSO, field scientific officer. Uh, More or less, all jobs are almost similar with this title, and MSL is the most common terminology used. So history of medical scientific liaison, I believe a part of this would have been covered in earlier orientation session, and some things which will be layering up in this session or in all sessions, because eventually we are going to talk about medical affairs throughout the course. So earlier, before 1960s, this role or this title was uh, not in existence. So this concept started in early 1960s. The companies recognized the need for specialized scientific experts to engage with healthcare professionals. The primary function initially was to provide unbiased science-based information about drug and treatment, how the drug acts, safety, efficacy, how it can fit into treatment. Now the role expanded, and also the last session we discussed a lot about it. So building relationship with key opinion leaders, supporting clinical trials, gathering insight from the medical community, and eventually helping companies short, medium, and long-term vision where you are working for. So they are now, it's a more of a strategic role apart from uh, the scientific information provider or only just a relationship building role. So MSL serve as a critical link between pharmaceutical companies and SCPs, ensuring the complex scientific data is communicated clearly and ethically to improve patients' outcomes. So why MSL roles are required or on a rise? So SCPs prefer peer information. Like last time also, one of the couple of colleagues told that now many things are already available in all platforms. But again, as a human also and as a doctor also, doctors do like to talk with like-minded people, the ones who can understand what they are saying, the ones who can add value to their practice pattern or to their existing knowledge. Because even though everything is available, but there are a lot many things which keep us busy. Like you are in your routine studies, in your routine job, you will be occupied with so many things. To look at new things, it's not easy. So you need someone reliable and capable to help you out with the information, with the need gaps that you're looking for. So SCPs prefer peer information. So SCP often augment their training from company reps by seeking information from peers like MSLs who hold MD, PharmDs, or PhD degrees. Even these degrees or even other highly scientific degrees, the doctors also have some idea. Okay, he or she is interacting with some scientific capable person, and he will understand what doctor wants or what doctor wants is trying to say, and whatever the MSL is telling about anything, so it has some backing, and it is trustworthy. So studies show SCPs prefer peer-like colleagues in pharma for scientific updates. That's a survey has also been done, and that's proven. Expanded external stakeholders. So now industry will engage a broader group of external stakeholders. So including payers, that is for mostly for uh, 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 the Western world, but also now in India, as we know that the regulatory pathway is becoming critical and very important and complex. Uh, the the uh, the institution business like in army, in government, procurement bodies, in navy, and there are many times they ask for medical rationale or justification and many things. So it's not about only a simple doctor where MSL or company is going to interact. There are a wide group of stakeholders uh, who require variety of information, commercial, marketing related information. For that, the commercial and market access people are there. Other than that, many kind of information required, and also if not available, like HEOR kind of studies. So again, medical affairs have a critical role in those kind of field. So all these factors. So there you need a capable and scientifically credible person. Complexity of modern medicines. So now there is no single tablet, no paracetamol, no aspirin kind of things. It is an era of precision medicine, individualized medicine. The maximum number of products in pipeline would be in oncology or any kind of biologics. And these are no way the simple molecules. So if you talk about salesperson, the hardly they would be in totality. If you talk about entire world, it would be 12th pass or it would be even BCom, BSc, BA. So I'm the purpose is to not to undermine anyone's capability, but the basic foundation which PharmD, MD, MDS, BDS, MBBS carries in their knowledge. So it is there always anyway 80-90% ready for the job or to talk about that product. Now, so the understanding of diseases, understanding of mechanisms, understanding of application of drugs. So the modern medicines have changed a lot, and for that you need a very capable, uh, uh, scientifically strong candidate to talk about these products with the doctor. So the science have changed, the products have changed, and it will change further. And tougher access to SCPs. Now, even today, since many years, the doctors like in India, especially in country like India, we know that there are at least um, at least 100 known company are there, but in every city or uh, every quarter of the company, there are many companies established, not established, and they all try to meet doctors and influence uh, writing habit of doctor or just to have that time. Now, in the scenario, again, doctors don't want to, all doctors will not be entertaining this kind of things. Many places now, there are specific days where industry person can meet doctors. Some places have totally banned uh, industry salesperson visits and all. So SCPs and commercial team meetings are coming down uh, at few places. It may go further down, and because doctors also now want that whatever is you want to let us know, give something information in mail or let us know in our pharmacy, make it available. That's all. We don't want anything else. We know otherwise, if we want something, we'll let you know from our end, but otherwise, don't meet us and all. So there is access to it's a tough access to SCPs. Apart from doctor, other scenarios that now suppose so many people want to meet a doctor in a highly specialized, highly VIP hospital, how many how many times patient will also object to many people roaming in the hospital or roaming in that environment. So, so hospital admin also doesn't want the company people to flock on the floors or in the cabin. So, so MSL roles are required uh, for exchange of information to have the credibility, to have the uh, strengthening the relationship, and also the science is changing and administrative uh, requirement also demand that only few people can meet on certain time, and that's important that the best of the persons meet doctors. MSL was a sales function. I think that has come again in previously. So MSLs have doctorate degrees, enabling them to cover a broader range of scientific topics, uh, including from congresses, ongoing studies, public research, and competitive products. Sales executive do not engage in this kind of discussion never. Suppose a doctor also went, a doctor could not go to a recent national or international conference, or there was a recent phase 3 trial published by one of the companies, and uh, uh, sorry, okay, so that kind of information MSL keeps updated, and also if doctor is interested for those kind of discussions, so MSL will be knowing that doctor's taste, doctor's interest also. So then he will talk to talk this kind of information to that respective doctors, and that's a value addition. Now, regulatory guidelines for MSLs, we have discussed that MSLs must adhere strictly to regulatory guidelines that dictate what they can and they cannot discuss. Policies vary by company, but generally restrict proactive discussions to ensure compliance and maintain the role of as a scientific communicator. So also being in MSL, even though you're not in sales, so it does not give you all and any freedom to talk about anything, even it's not off label or data from 5 patients, and you can tell confirmatory that proactively, doctor, this is the thing happening in the world and you should try it out. No. So there are certain guidance, certain limitations also. So anything off label, anyone, including from medical, is supposed to talk only when asked by the doctor, and then also with completeness of information, not from only one kind of information, and always maintain this off label. Success metrics and ethical boundaries. So uh, sales function is about how many doctors are writing that drug in how many patients. So their business is always about sales, how much sales happened, and for MSL is nowhere like what is the sales happening. That will never be in your direct reporting or performance indicator. So it's a totally different metrics for MSL and sales. We will come to the KPI or KRS for MSL going ahead. So to further deep dive, MSS interact only in a non-promotional context. So many times, since I think there will be session for interview preparation and all, but also more of the time they ask about that. Can you talk about brands and other promotional things? So as MSL, you are not supposed to say a brand name. Also, like whenever you're talking about your product or even new evidence, so brand name is not required to be taken by you during the discussion. You are always supposed to take a generic name, because whenever the brand is comes into picture, it is considered promotional. So MSL support non-promotional activities that ensure and encourage safe and appropriate use of medicines. They act as scientific experts, not product advocates. Independence from sales targets, and when this also comes as a good practice point on a long term. Many times, even though there are many true MNCs in India operating, but sometimes their model would be salesperson and MSL person going together and meeting doctor. So globally, also in India, also as per the guidance, MSL should not go together with a salesperson. Uh, Only as a need basis they can go, or introductory visit. Sometime doctor has asked both the colleagues to be together. Again, the point of discussion should only be science-based, and whatever commercial or brand promotion needs to be there. So after the initial medical discussion, scientific discussion, MSL can come out, and salesperson can do the his interaction. Also, similarly, if there is off-label discussion, initial context setting, like suppose an example, uh, a salesperson was asked about a drug usage in off-label condition. So initially, that for that visit, uh, salesperson can ask MSL to come there. They can just do the context setting, and then once off-label discussion is going on, as an ideal standard, the salesperson should go outside once the discussion starts on the use of off-label indication. So that's what the highest standards on paper, at least a guideline and industry sets about. So that's the way the distinction between the the different functions. The day MSL tries to starts pleasing sales team or marketing team totally, short term it may be looking good, but long term the MSL or medical function will not be helped. The credentiality, the trust between doctor and MSL will gradually come down. So MSL engaging in promotional messaging or sales target compromise their independence and credibility. Uh, Lack of clear boundaries between two functions, sales and medical, can result in compliance risk. Uh, Joint meetings without clear agenda separation. The clear agenda would be, suppose, the planning of meeting. At that time, again, you want to talk about scientific content. The salesperson may like to talk about logistics and the venue and other things. So that's fine at that time. But if there is no clear agenda, why the two persons are together, so eventually medical or MSL function credibility goes down. And MSL perceived as sales advocates may lose trust and scientific credibility. Eventually, what MSL has been employed for, gradually that reason will be waning off from the doctor mind. So it's a loss for the personally MSL and also for the medical function of that company. Now, how does this uh, separation happen from medical or sales? So company also makes sure that MSLs does not have sales target as key performance indicators. So whatever you are currently doing in your current job, especially those who are not into any job, so they will not be able to aware about key performance indicators. Like in education, we have subjects and passing mark. In all jobs, there are key performance indicators, KPI or KRA we call. So they don't have sales target as part of their key performance indicators. And 9 out of 10 times MSL function report directly to medical affairs. So that also helps to maintain medical credibility rather than if the reporting, suppose I'm an MSL and the reporting goes to my reporting goes to cell, eventually there will be a lot of influence and my work will be impaired and a lot of promotional aspects will start coming in my day-to-day working. But companies ensure that MSL function reporting is into medical function only. So that's how the autonomy is maintained. Now, separation from sales target and structure. So independence from sales and promotional based activity. So MSL, once is appointed, it's their own individual duty also. And whenever there is some challenges they feel uh, from while they're working, there are enough mechanisms internally that they can discuss it out and the problems can be resolved. Now, compliance concerns and best practices. So off-label information request. So MSLs. So this is one of the uh, interview question also can be there if anyone is appearing or going to appear in future interview. So MSLs respond to unsolicited. Unsolicited means the discussion has not been started by MSL. The discussion has been requested by doctor either through salesperson, either through direct call to that MSL or a message to MSL. MSL can respond to this request with objective, balanced, and scientifically credible information. Uh, Proactive off-label promotion is illegal or unethical, and it should be documented properly only. So that's a a hint, that's a guidance to you. This we have discussed. And compliance, ethics, and any, since we are MSL, will also be front facing, doctor facing, clinician facing function, and many times side effect discussion happens, adverse event discussion happens, and uh, within 24 hours, medical person should, MSL should report this adverse event uh, in line with that company policy and the national policies of reporting adverse event. Now, uh, I think this kind of question had earlier come. So there was a survey of, and this is a global survey. Uh, what are the qualifications of employees in MSL role? So when the survey was done, about 23% were PharmD, 34% were PhD, 11% were MD, MBBS, 19% were other master's degree, 8% were bachelor's degree, and 5% other degree. This is just an indication, and it's not Indian survey. It was a multi-country survey, and this can change based on time, based on the sample size studied. But this roughly, I think, is fine. I would, in India, I would probably put MD, MBBS, PharmD at a higher percentage, uh, a PhD, followed by PhD, followed by other master's degree. So this kind of last meeting we had some discussions about what about other than PharmD, MD, PhD, or MDS, even other master's degree, as globally also they are there in the MSL role. In India also there is some limited, but this kind of jobs, the whatever work MSL, medical affairs, medical advisor are doing, with experience, expertise, and knowledge, other people can do that job. Although they may take a little more time to get into the core function, but it can be done. So that's a just a overview of the qualification based on global survey. What does daily working life of an MSL look like? Uh, so suppose there is a salesperson. His work is to meet doctor, talk about his brand, ask for prescriptions. If any meeting is planned or if any CM is planned, talk about it, document it. Now, for medical, the company, suppose there is a new indication or there is new trial data, or there is some comparative studies, or the company wants to know about patient journey or disease unmet need and all. So there is some a point of discussion from company point of view. So medical affairs, along with senior medical senior MSL or my MSL manager or medical advisor, based on their short-term and long-term goal, they have some area of interest for every 3 months, every 2 months, and MSLs are provided with some kind of communication message to ask the feedback of doctors, gain insights, or communicate this data to the doctor so that it either changes practice uh, in line with evidence, or whatever information company wants to know, whatever gaps are there that we don't know as a company. So uh, uh, clinicians can inform the company through MSLs about the patient is treated this way. These are the diagnostic steps. This is the patient journey. So all this information, insights, MSL is a very front-facing important person, and he or she communicates the data. He or she gathers insights, and so that is one way. Other way is that sometimes doctor also they have their own interest areas, their own research areas. So that time MSL can contribute uh, his personal a bit of 10%, 20% time, and can help him out on doctor about new publications happening, new research happening as per doctor's areas of interest. So here the company is not much concerned about. Suppose you are working in cardiology product X. Now, doctor has some interest in cardiology, and it's not related to your product, but overall cardiology is area of interest is there, and not directly involved with your product. But suppose again, doctor wants, since you're a medical person, you are showing as you are a medical degree holder, and he will ask you sometime that I want some information, some guidance, or some way out for this thing, or what should it would like. Now, the company may not value more, but how it will be valued to you if you help the doctor in that way. Uh, the trust building, the relationship building, the credibility building. The doctor will be more closely bound to you, and whenever you're and then you are going with your interest. Like we have been, we want to know your feedback about our product or our this pathway or about advisory board. So that time doctor would be, suppose he would be open it to you about 50%, but you are helping him out. Eventually, overall, he will be open to you about 80-90% time, or he will add more value to what you want to know. So that's how the daily working life of MSL. So engage with SCP to share and discuss scientific data and clinical insights. Attending, can you mute, please? Someone can mute Abhishek, please. Attending internal meetings. So there are many internal meetings happening, internal training happening.
Heat and the Marente.
Okay, so I have muted him. So one thing is about engaging with SCPs, attending internal meetings to align medical strategy, or even there are a lot many trainings happening, compliance, UCPMP, PV training, regulatory training, MSL upskilling training and all. Abhishek, I'm muting you, but again you are unmuting yourself. Okay, I'm muting him. Please don't unmute him. Now, conducting scientific PPT. So many times, even MSLs, RMAs give some talks to PGs or even to a group of doctors during RTM roundtable meeting. MSL or RMA may present data and is highly respected thing. They do training for even allied healthcare staff at the hospital, also on request. This is very important to be very strong in your in your profile, and also to be value addition to your doctor. You have, and to also for your internal things. Review current medical literature weekly basis at least, and also clinical trial results. Whatever is coming out, you be in touch. Planning and organizing medical education events and advisory board meetings. I think Dr. Hassan had covered this thing. If you're not traveling, you're not an MSL. The nature of MSL job requires travel. Now, this also depends on the which specialty you are, how many doctors are going to use your product, and how they are placed. Something coming up in obesity, I think it will be taken care by all majority of doctors. So for that, MSL may not need to travel frequently, because in every city there will be enough of doctors. So yeah, so an MSL will have 30 to 50 kind of doctors in their list to whom with whom they regularly interact. So in cities like Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Delhi, Kolkata, so 30, 50 important doctors would be there in same city only, or sometime nearby city. So for those kind of product therapy area and ICP specialty, MSL may not need to travel other than his own city. Now consider CAR T cells. CAR T therapy is very highly specialized therapy, and it's very few places it's being used. So suppose the company wants to employ an MSL, so he will be covering at least 4 states. So for those kind of MSL, the travel would be a lot, because the institution using CAR T are very less, and MSL does not meet only for 20 days or 15 days to one set of doctor only. So that's why traveling is there. Other than travel, other than daily meeting or routinely meeting to the doctors, other things are regional meetings, state society meetings, national meetings, internal cycle meetings happen, company training and all. So that time also MSL has to travel. Some find it good, sometimes MSL doesn't find good. And also it depends on at which personal and family area you are in. Like suppose you are, uh, so it can differ, and as even as personally also it can differ. Right now, one person is enjoying travel. Uh, 2 years after, he has a baby boy, a baby girl, he or she, and then at that time, of course, he will not like to travel for at least 1 year more frequently. It's kind of that thing. Is an MSL route right for you? So are you willing to relocate if required? Are you willing to travel? Do you currently have the relevant skill set? Are there ways you can gain more experience now to make yourself a more viable candidate in the future? Are you willing to take any other position? So you need to ask yourself this question. You need to talk to industry persons. You need to talk to your networking, those who are in MSL, and eventually you come to know that this role would be good or bad for you, and it would be an idea only. Anything and everything, once you are into that particular job, be it MSL or strategic or marketing or consultant, practitioner consultant, unless and until you are doing that work, you don't know. So these are the clues you can ask yourself. You can talk to the persons who are into MSL manager, and upward roles, and then you'll have some idea. The suppose again you are having options after your from your current job or from after your academics. There is a large company with MSL role or small company with MSL role. So large company have more resource to invest in training new MSLs. I started my journey as MSL. I think for 2 months I was trained on disease area, overall all compliance, all kind of training of MNCs, not only MSL work, but many kind of trainings and soft skills, pure technical skills. So they invest a lot in the employee, in the candidate. And it's a greater opportunity for career development and access to cross-functional teams and what is being uh, happening in the medical MSL world, because these are the companies they have started MSL concept. So there you have clear advantages. Small companies, they don't have the capacity to provide in-depth disease state or business training. They would want a person to start working within a week, within 10 days, within 15 days. Or they hire the candidate with prior MSL experience or disease expertise. Or sometimes they put up MSL role as a contractual role. So that also is happening. Even in India, there are contractual MSLs are there. Now, positively, we are discussing that medical is playing a very important role in industry now. So medical affairs jobs have grown more than 300% in the past decade. And many many pharmacists, many MDs are looking at this domain for as a full-time career. Common route to enter MSL careers, like you are a clinical pharmacist, clinical pharmacologist, you have expertise in oncology, neuroscience, you have been a registrar, senior consultant, whatever, and now you want, for certain reason, you want to end your medical practice and you want to stop being a clinician and you enter into medical domain of the company, so that you can transition either after your direct degrees, MD, PharmD, PhD, you can directly go to a pharmaceutical industry. And others is that, yeah, you are in clinical research job, you are in regulatory domain, you are in sales domain, you are in PSPs, you are in academics and other functions, but you can move to MSL careers. So these are the common routes. So there would be a race for MSL role. So as we know, eventually, even there was one chat, the message in chat box that what is the salary of MSL. So we'll come to that subsequently. But there is a race. So in after you graduate, after you do post graduation, or either you are in other roles, there is some now understanding that MSL MA roles are relatively well paid jobs. So how you can win? So programs like this you be part of, alumni contacts, those who are into these roles, networking with people. You develop core expertise, which we have discussed. You have soft skills. You differentiate yourself, like degree. So many people have common degree, common curriculum kind of thing. But other than that, how you differentiate yourself? Matches fulfills requirement as mentioned. So what it means that a job post comes with suppose in Pune, the person is required with X qualification based at Pune. Uh, join hiring in 15 days. They want to close the position. The candidates should have some exposure in nephrology. Now, just suppose a MD pharmacology or PharmD guy or any person who is open to work, who can join very shortly, who is based at Pune, and he or she has done some work in nephrology, some research or some publication, and more so with the product in mind. So he's immediately will be cashed as per the requirement. So this is situational, but other than that, you can work on all above things. And this is a situational. Once it happens, so that he or she person is the right fit at that time. So again, don't be disheartened, uh, and the things can work out any day. You keep working on yourself. Other things, so outside India, some schools, some colleges have tie-ups with industry, and they send the few outgoing students to the industry for internship kind of things. In India, also this kind of things are starting in unstructured way, uh, and but there are pros and cons uh, of those works. So internship, always you will be spending your time, and what after internship also should be clearly visible uh, to the candidate. There are some certifications other than that, so there are available. Now, preparing for MSL interview, I think these things will be taken up uh, in subsequent sessions also. So, lead with a strong question. You should be ready about tell me about your self response. So this is common for any interview, but tell me about yourself, about yourself. So here you should be able to bring it out about why you are coming with this, appearing for this interview at this company for this product. So that's important. So tell me about yourself should correlate with whatever you are applying for. So directly, indirectly, that should be some information which company can identify. Okay, he's the right thing. He has right reason up to apply for this position. Research about the company and master your presentation skills very important in MSL functions, because you will be communicating data either 1 to 1 or 1 to 10 doctors, 1 to 50 doctors, 1 to 100 doctors. That's a great thing. Now some exercise like last time we did. So let's have something. So this time you have to go on ahslides.com. Either you can scan this QR code and type this thing. Let's have some interaction. So it's ahslides.com. You have to go.
Can you please share the barcode?
Yes, I will do it. My net is not working. Just a minute. I'm stopping share for a while. Just a minute. Okay, can you see it now? Okay, barcode is not visible
No,
here, but
no, it's not visible.
okay, now you can see.
Now it's visible, yeah.
And I hope the same question is there on your screen. Who is the most frequent stakeholder in MSL work profile?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
So we have got about 2% response. So let's keep only one word right now. The most frequent time we are talking. We'll go ahead also, like there are some other questions also. Okay, so we got about 10, 11, and And friends, you can tell me after submitting the quiz, this answer, you are seeing next question or not able to see right now? Is the next question coming to you? You can
No, no,
unmute
no.
and tell me. Okay,
No,
fine,
sir.
good, good,
No,
good.
same.
Okay, so most of the things are correct. Okay, investigator. Okay, fine. So I think 90% of you are absolutely correct. KOL or SCP is the most frequent stakeholder in MSL work profile. I'm not sure about why sponsor what has come or investigator can also be there sometime, but more in general KOL or is there. Now, since many of you are new, uh, so key opinion leader or medical expert, some companies are now telling this as a ME also. So KOL or ME or disease area expert also it's called. So the most frequent stakeholder is this. You're right. Now, since you are new, or there are lot many questions about who is KOL or who are KOL. So in general terms, respected by large group of SCPs, their practice or trendsetter, followed by fellow SCPs, whatever they do say, large, diverse experience or expertise. How to identify a KOL? I think this question has come for a couple of times. These I have tried to put as per my experience, as per my understanding. So the doctor is scientific society president or president-elect or scientific committee chairman or active member, prestigious institution HOD, associate professor, head, senior consultant. Again, let me tell you, these are not the only institutions or group of hospitals from where you can identify KOL. Just to say new, just said few names so that your mind can open up. AIMS, PGI, JIPMER, CMC, Apollo Care. These are people working there are usually a KOL. Studied from world-renowned institutions. Again, they have done some fellowship, some higher degrees, or even basic medical or pharmacy studies. They are KOLs usually. Even practice experience, a huge practice experience, they can be KOL. Who will be KBL? KBL is that huge prescription writing for you. That's KBL. I'm telling about a very wide group of practice. Suppose a government hospital, they'll have huge kind of patients and variety of patients. They can give you a lot of insights about things. The doctor with a large clinical trial experience, they are usually KOL. The doctor with a lot of publications as author in guidelines, in consensus paper, in true consensus papers. So nowadays there are many consensus or many reviews coming up every now and then with some industry support or with some small journals also is coming up. But consensus was driven by whom, which are other doctors involved. So based on that, you can identify KOL. Advisor to government, healthcare policies and all, they are very strong KOLs. SAC members, so subject expert committee member, the committee which approves uh, the new drug kind of things in India. If they're part of this committee, they can be called as a KOL. Now, with trend growing time, changing times, digital experts are also a lot things to know. So the one who is very much active digitally and creating a huge impact, that is KOL for you, because all companies have now digital platforms also, so they can guide you about how company can move forward digitally also. So digital experts also are KOL for you now. And also, okay, experience may not matter. Sorry for that. I have typed my typo mistake. Suppose a new skill set has come, a new international kind of things have come in the world, and doctor knows it. Suppose he's only 1 or 2 years experience, but still is a KOL for you or for the company, because the 80-90% of doctors have no idea about that thing, how to do, what to do, about the therapy or whatever, or a diagnostic test, how to do and to do. And then there's a KOL. So number of years experience is useful, where the doctor is in currently position, past position, everything is useful. But something is new, then most of the things do not matter. Uh, if any groundbreaking things has come and the doctor has experience in that, so that also is a KOL. It's not necessarily to be HOD or president, but the thing is that company or even the scientific committee believes that something new is CAR-T is something new is going to be game changer. So CAR-T, even though 1 to 2 year experience, the doctor is a KOL for large group of things. So this is the way you can identify a KOL. This question had come earlier, I think. So I tried to put up a few examples. MSL purpose during meeting with KOL, and then there are some documents available. So I'll just read the title. Act as the voice of the company, be the eyes and ears for the company. How to add value to the KOL meetings. Learn about any gaps that KOL identify or perceive in your company's data sets, as well real world evidence. So many times you have some data, but some data is not available. So KOL is trusting to you, he will share all the gaps to you. So identify providers that have interest in research or becoming a future clinical trial site, and ascertain any major trends or insights gathered from the medical team. Okay, so that was about few. Related to last question, now who are common stakeholders in MSL work profile? Last question is about who is the most frequent stakeholder. Now, who are common stakeholders in MSL work profile? So you can, I think it's same thing. So I'll go to next slide now. Yeah, I hope it is active now. This slide is active. Question is active now. So colleagues, can you see this question now? Yeah, okay, you can. Thank you. So here you can answer more than KOLs. So we have asked common stakeholders. Uh, Dr. Ehsan, if you are there, Dr. Ajit or anyone, whenever you would like to say anything, add anything, please do so. You're most welcome. We got, I think, about 9 response so far. We will wait for 1 minute more. So that's why this kind of interaction, this kind of codes are going to be helpful. And maybe eventually in your interview also, if sometimes someone is appearing and this kind of question can come up, it will give you idea. Very nice. Somebody has given more than KOL or uh, I would like to understand the person who is writing sponsor. I think the same person would have written earlier sponsor. You can just write in chat box without any hesitation or like why you think why sponsor word comes in your mind. So please let us know why sponsor things is coming in your mind, this word. So it can add value addition to me also. So no problem. Okay, so we have given a good time. Last few seconds we'll wait. Okay, so common stakeholders to summarize based on the participant response: KOL, SCP, experienced doctor, scientific advisor, investigator, senior MA, scientific committee, sales, regulatory authority. I suppose it is a typo error. Regulatory authority would be there. Fine. So we move to presentation. Okay, so common stakeholders, as per my experience, as per my understanding, KOL, then you often with your MSL colleagues. You're a team. Even though you are working in Mumbai, you always ring out the person in Delhi, person in Ahmedabad, and you discuss anything and everything. If you're MSL manager, he is common stakeholder. Medical advisor, you'll be in touch with him. Territory sales team, you're based at Chennai. The Chennai sales team would be in touch with you. Marketing team would be in touch with you, or you would be in touch with them, vice versa. If there are trials going on, so you'll be in touch with clinical trial team internally or clinical research organizations so this thing, it can happen for the sites for a MSL, just for MSL. So some site related any kind of support or any kind of coordination required, so internal team as well as CRs would be in touch with that MSL. If you are a very senior MSL or you have special interest in clinical trials, you would be part of uh, trial design, uh, trial protocol, and everything. And you will be in more so touch with internal clinical trial team if you have special interest, or if you are already spent few years as MSN, and you are part of more of now strategic things. So that thing. Madcom agencies, suppose you're working on some project with your company, so you'll be in touch with some agencies, and there are some project-based exposures. Other than MSL, you are doing something additionally, your aspiration is something into some other role, some other functions, you'll be in touch with them. So based on my understanding, I have put from top to bottom the stakeholders in MSL work profile. Here they would be in touch with you again to tell, but they so KOL and investigator both are here, but they will not they're not part of your day-to-day working, but he'll be in touch with you frequently because many things happen, meetings happen quite a lot, and at that time coordination is required between you and local teams. Okay, now we were discussing about initially we talked about what does MSL do. So what do you believe MSL key performance indicator are? So that's important. I hope it is same question. Uh, okay, yeah. What do you believe MSL key performance indicator are? So the cricketer in cricket, the batsman should win matches. Batsman should score more centuries, more runs. Um, so that's for batsman. A bowler should concede less runs, less economy rate. Um, a bowler should taking more wickets. So what do you believe MSL key performance indicator are? How do you say the MSL is doing good job or satisfactory job or excellent job or bad job? So uh, many answers are in line with the what I'm going to show, and and friends, colleagues, please don't be shy about your answer if it's coming wrong or different. So that is all never what 100% right or wrong thing, and also this is a course. That's why you are here, and some people will have fairly good idea about MSL role. Some people in this group will have very limited idea. Some would be in intermediate kind of level. So feel free to express yourself, ask something, and also the experienced one can add value to me also. That's totally fine. Okay, so the response are number of Dr. KOL covered, nice. Scientific discussion, communication, advisory, CM is very nice. Engage with KOLs, contribute to understanding, relationship, minds of meeting, interacting with physicians, to liaise trial data concurrent to disease, very nice. Focus on quality of scientific interaction, very nice. Report writing. Okay, so fairly good response, I would say. So, for example, this is just guidance. It can different. It can be different for any companies, and companies also for different kind of MSL. It can be different thing. So, in general, number of scientific engagement, quality of interactions, uh, education sessions delivered in how many hospitals, how many RTM you did, presentation, something like that, and how many meetings also you did. But sometimes you are a speaker, sometimes you are just facilitator, and coordinating with the scientific chairman of that meeting, speakers for the meeting, providing content, briefing them, being present in the meeting, uh, monitoring Q&A, resolving doctors' queries during meeting, stakeholder feedback score. So now there are words like advocacy or doctors mapping. Suppose you are trying to talk about new indication to a doctor of a product. So there will be some mapping like doctor is, for example, aware, or doctor is, uh, so there are 3 4 layers can be there, and you can do the scoring of doctor at baseline. What is the current understanding of the doctor about that data, aware or not aware, or already implementing in this practice, or is advocate. So stakeholder, okay, sorry. I'm talking about quality of interaction. So quality of interaction we'll talk about. Suppose you are going to talk about something new to the doctor. So you map the doctor, current level of the doctor, and your objective is that the doctor should understand trial data fully, product mechanism, product results fully, and how to integrate the results into his practice. So unaware, aware, uh, familiar, or already using in the practice, or advocate, positive kind of thing. So if the doctors are at baseline, suppose 50% doctor were only in aware stage, but after 3 to 6 months of your regular working, doctors now are mapped at advocate for your data. That's a very high quality interaction for you. Stakeholder feedback score means that, so now there are 2 things. Now many companies now do external survey also, and I have been part of that. I was the person who was selected, like how is the uh, interaction of this person with the KOS. So what the company did that, they had hired an agency, market research agency. They asked doctors, so they do multiple checks, but one section was about medical. Anyone coming from company, uh, and they did in that one state, and to talk about medical things, scientific things, non-promotional matters, and luckily, and also because I was good, so they did at multiple places, and my score was highest in terms of KOL feedback score. Like the doctors were able to remember. Some doctors even told with name also, name and much more than names. But majority of doctors recollected and gave feedback to the external agency that, yeah, from company X, a person comes, or virtually meets and talks about medical scientific things, and it's useful to his practice. So that's what stakeholder feedback score. Other than that, the routinely what happens is that your salesperson going to doctor and they have some feedback. The manager goes to the doctor, or they have some feedback. Internally, also salesperson, marketing person, your MSL colleagues, your MSL manager, your medical advisor, they will have certain perception about that particular MSL. So how externally and how internal stakeholders look at you, that's also very important. So many times, most of the MSLs are scoring here high, also here high, they'll be excellent in their work externally, but sometimes they're not able to maintain good rapport internally with marketing, sales, for XYZ reasons. uh, it can be totally depending on the other person also, but eventually this also matters. So in company, or everywhere, this also matters. How are you perceived? The one way said how are you to the world, but how are you perceived, that's also important in a company. And contribution to clinical trials. And now this matrix I told you, it can differ based on at which career level you are, which area of interest you have shown. Suppose a MSL wants to be an expert in medical advisory board meetings or doing presentations. So company in alignment with your his manager, the scoring, the importance of this kind of activity would be higher for him. So that doesn't happen overnight. It has to be agreed that MSL manager or medical affairs head, the MSL express some interest and they agree. Okay, someone wants to do more in clinical trial, so that weightage can change. These numbers are just for your information, and it's not final, but these are the key areas where MSL is measured. So apart from KOL engagement for meetings or for data communication, data generation can also be important. Cross-functional team support can be good things. Training to marketing, sales, or even other stakeholders, insight contributions. Other medical team support is also very much good and useful. And personal governance. Whatever compliance practice are there for the company and how much you are adhering to timelines and all policies is also important. It's very busy slide. I would not cover that this. Now, what is the MSL role during early development, pre-launch, launch, and post-launch? And this is also common for medical advisor also. So I'll just talk about medical role at different stage of pre-launch, launch, post-launch. So generating insights on KOL. In early development, you don't know also okay, which are the KOL. Suppose your company wants to bring uh, a new product or new technology in certain specialty. So the doctor will not, the company will not have idea about what the key doctors involved. So those kind of activity are done by medical team. Early advocacy building, MSL will be placed at that time. So they will try to develop the rapport. They will talk with trial team about how to do design, like which are the endpoints are important in terms of clinical relevance. Pre-launch, delivering advisory board meetings, provide scientific support, assessing gaps in clinical development, initiating investigator-initiated studies, delivered internal training, then launch and post-launch also, the activity continues. This is good, like industry best practice for medical resourcing. So dedicated global medical roles should be assigned at the start of phase 3, typically 3 to 5 years prior to launch. A drug is in development from years, but the drug once entered in phase 3 trial, the medical team for that product starts coming up. Sales team will not come at that time, but medical team starts shaping up in the industry. Dedicated local medical leadership role should be resourced 2 to 3 years. So in headquarters, suppose the company is from USA, the USA will have medical team established from 3 to 5 years prior launch. A drug launch is planned in 2030. In 2025, they'll start building the team. Now USA wants to, everything is happening USA, but USA also wants to market the product in India. So 2030 is a planned launch. In India, it may happen in 2030 or 2032, 2035. So suppose Indian launch is decided in 2033. So Indian medical team is established in around 2030. And the local MSL should be in place for 18 to 24 months prior to launch. So that's how the medical resourcing takes place. Yeah. Okay. Now again, we'll do one exercise. Which skills are considered as essential for MSL role? So this time code would be different. Let me go to the different PPT. Why is coming same thing? Sorry. Let me check. Sorry for the technical glitch. I think some error from my side during designing the questions. Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah. So, okay. So the question is that which skills are considered as essential for MSL role? Now the code is R5CIX and QR code is here as well. So the response which we are getting is scientific community communication, discussion, slide decks, good, scientific expertise, good, networking, good, language knowledge, soft skill communication, good in PPT, Excel, data interpretation, protocol development, excellent. So now I think a fairly good idea you have come to know about MSL requirement. So I'll move to my slides. Uh, okay, now we have one more questions. I think you have covered both the things. Some of you have covered. So I put in essential role for essential skill for MSL and value addition skill for MSL. So the ones those who have responded in last slide, it's okay if you don't respond, or if you have more things to add, please add. And the colleagues who have not uh, responded earlier, you can respond now to this question. So this is live now. So earlier I asked what is the essential skill and what are value additional skills. If someone is typing stakeholder management, very nice. Yeah, I think even I might have missed some time, but it's very much important additional skills. Okay, I think we have responses in earlier question also, and I don't see anyone typing. So I will move to the slides. Let me check. Okay, sorry. So the success formula for MSLs, I'm sorry, hide presenter view. Scientific expertise is a core essential criteria, I would say. Effective communication is very important. Verbal, one-to-one, very, very important. If you're not confident, not kind of extrovert, not kind of understanding your doctor well, and not able to uh, modulate yourself as per the doctor profile, as per the time available. So effective communication, everything comes into that way. And relationship building, developing trust and strong professional relationships with KOL and SCBs are crucial for long-term success. So I would put, and this also is mentioned in some of the documents. I totally agree with this thing. Scientific expertise, effective communication, and relationship building should be considered as an essential part of your MSL profile. So what is scientific expertise? In-depth understanding of therapeutic area and disease mechanism, proficiency in interpreting clinical trial data and scientific literature. You have mentioned, some of you have mentioned in the feedback which you have collected. Ability to explain complex medical concepts clearly to diverse audiences. Now, it's also important. Your audience may not be only the KOL or only investigator. You would have nowadays wide group of people. Suppose a decision maker or pharmacy in charge who necessarily may not be a very high skilled person, but they have asked for a cross-functional team from company, from marketing, from medical, from sales, from market access team to meet them. And it's a very high institute, very highly important institute. Now that person asks you something from medical point of view, explain the disease or this drug in common language. So you should be able to change your communication that time and clear and tell clearly in the way he or she understands. So that's how you should be able to change your messages. When you're talking to sales team, again, you're taking a training. At that time also, you have to be little less complex. So that's it should be uh, that skill should you should be having. Knowledge of regulatory guidelines and compliance standards is important. Familiarity with statistical analysis is very much useful. Competence in digital communication platform and CRM software. So MSS do use customer relationship management softwares like Viva Engage is there, Salesforce is there, some kind of the wherever you are employed. So your how many doctors are there, what interaction you are having, what kind of activity you are doing with them, all are documented in that software by you only. Key interpersonal skills, professional soft skills are required. Now, I think we are coming to the end of this talk. So I would say a few significant success examples of MSL, what he can do. Pre-launch contribution, we talked about this. Your company doesn't know, your company is entering into new therapy area totally. The company is working in cardiology, diabetes, endocrinology, nephrology. Now they want to enter in dermatology. They don't know. From CEO to bottom level, they have very limited idea about that market or that KOL. So you understand the what disease area you are going to talk about. You gain current insight. There are publicly available information, but you start meeting the doctors. Actually, you start talking to them about phase 2 data, phase 3 data. You gain the insights. You have now list of doctors also who are important. You have understanding of unmet need also. Like these are the unmet needs, these are the activity we need to do to create more awareness in terms of doctors, in terms of patients. So you are the first one to guide company on medical scientific patient point of view in pre-launch. Key institutions where this has more scope, where this doesn't have scope, everything. So at least to start with, the company needs some information. So 50% is already being done by medical team. It's a very, very strong contribution. If you do it rightly, if you do it dedicatedly, you will be helping the company greatly, and company will recognize it. Company will make a note of it, how much effectively you have done pre-launch contribution. Because anyway, when they launch it, they would become to know that whatever information, the database, all insights put forward by MSL's team, um, how much is being actually relevant to that different functions. Contribution to early approval, it can happen in variety of ways. One way I'll tell you, there are KOS, there are SEC committee members. SEC committee members are also part of government institution, doctors, sometimes private doctor. Private will not be there, but there are doctors, they're practicing doctors. Now you talk to you meet these doctors and talk about that disease, talk about the product, data and all. Whenever the meeting happens, you are likely to, so they will be more clear about the data. They will be more clear about why the drug is required, what value it will give to the patients. And you are likely that the kind of interaction the company had with that doctor through MSL team, through RMA team, through medical team. So the company will, the regulatory authority is likely to give early approval. If they have no information about what is happening, directly the proposal is going to these doctors. And the SAC is usually mix of doctors, sometimes pulmonary, sometimes non-pulmonary doctor. Like suppose you are going to some one therapy area. So definitely some therapy area doctors will be there from that specialty, but it's a mix of people. So you kind of cover those doctors and explain them of different kind of hierarchy, different kind of specialty, your success criteria increases. Launch excellence, at that time, of launch, how many doctors were really eager to wait, were waiting for that drug, because all the past work you have done in last 2 to 3 years, it will be immediately measured. What kind of key meetings or large meetings you were able to successfully do, and how much it was impactful from your perspective, from your company perspective. KOL intelligence and opportunity, I would give this with example. In one of the, we had a launch one indication for an existing product, and we were talking to one of the very big KOL, and I was new in that company and in that therapy area. And the KOL was very much in line with the data what he told, but he also told that they have a magazine, from that institution goes to 2,500, 3,000 doctors, from their own end, and sometimes they take industry support. No branding is done usually. So what the idea which I gave is that I check possibility during one-to-one interaction. Can we talk about this new indication, through you? He was totally agreeing. Like he made a write-up on his own about the product, about the how it fits in therapy area, and that magazine, which is Goes Health magazine, to 2,500 doctors, it happened. And eventually we could see commercially also the the sales picked up because there was more awareness amongst multiple doctors. So KOL intelligence about, or KOL what they do, some things they do meetings, that with the institution what they do, what kind of activity they do, what kind of trials they are doing at their level, what the kind of research they are doing. When you meet them, you have good relationship building. They always talk to you more than what you are supposed to know. So they open up a lot about it. They talk about other indications quite a lot, and then or other expanded indications. So, and more like which kind of patients are more useful for this particular product. So they'll quite openly talked about, and you can then really shape your entire communication strategy from your company. That's the big important thing which you can contribute. Competitive intelligence, again, MSL can have competitive intelligence from literature or through KOL also. KOL will tell, that that company is doing this kind of thing, and it's looking very good, or it will hamper you now, or in near future. And then you have plan B, plan C also, or you just track them. So that also very much MSL can do. Winning the KOLs, so it's about 50 KOL were at baseline at X level. Now they are X plus 3 level within 6 months. So that's what is going to impact a lot for in your favor of you and your company. How many doctors have changed practice eventually? As a clinicians, you all are clinicians. You all are medical scientific persons. I am scientific person. If you are convinced about your product, its value to the patients, the way you talk to these doctors, KOLs, it will lead to change in practice, and it's a highly satisfactory to you also eventually, because a new drug has come, doctors are not using or hesitant to use, but based on data and guidelines and all, you are certain that it is really important thing, and you work around with your different internal stakeholders, you work around with your doctors, KOLs, and change in practice happens, the patient's outcome will be improved. That's the eventual goal of any clinicians is there in the field. So, uh, so I think that was my last question. Mm, so we covered in future about there will be digital transformation, expanding therapeutic areas, increased cost function collaboration. A lot of things are happening now uh, at a higher level. There are digital MSL also. There are now remote MSLs also who only worked on virtual basis in certain countries. In India, it's not there, but the pilot was happening with some company. They were trying for virtual MSL, totally not need basis. Right now, all MSLs go and meet in person. Also, they do Zoom or MS Teams or any other digital meetings. But that things are happening. And digitally also how they contribute, not only in meeting doctor, but how they overall digitally sound and focus on continuous learning. Um, Okay, fine. So many, I think I was expecting this question. I have put up this question in here only. What career options an MSL can have? So we discuss it now only. Uh, Once all are online. Yeah. So you can write uh, according to you. So this question would have in your mind, once joined as MSL, what after that? So right now I'm talking about only vertical options. What does that hierarchy looks like in MSL profile?
Can you share the barcode, sir?
Barcode QR. Yeah. I think it's same as last time. So this basic thing will be covering, and only vertical thing will be covering. Going ahead, will cover any option can be available, but in MSL how it goes upward, that will cover. So I think 6 people have logged into this window, but no response so far. I don't know why. Okay, clinical medical manager. Okay, medical advisor, medical affairs manager, MSL manager, MA manager, director. Nice, very nice. Scientific communication manager, medical educator. We'll wait 1 minute. Okay. 30 seconds will wait. Wow, nice. Medical advisor, SM, medical manager, medical lead, global director, VP, amazing. Medical advisor, fine. Okay, moving to the screen, and excellent. So I have put up a vertical growth options only as I told you. Now in India or globally, so and there is a once entry level is MSL happened, then the hierarchy looks like senior MSL, MSL lead, or MSL excellence. So one can move directly to uh, like it can be senior MSL and then MSL lead, or directly based on different company, different nomenclature. These are things: MSL to senior MSL, or MSL lead, or MSL excellence, MSL manager, and then medical affairs leadership. Some of you have written director, VP, and all. So those kind of roles are when applicable when there are a lot many MSLs, a different kind of MSL. Suppose the team, a company has 50, 60 MSLs uh, in single country, and they across multiple team. And then you have MSL head, not even MSL manager. So MSL manager will report to MSL head, or field medical excellence kind of thing. So there's also a word FME. So I forgot to put that word. MSL, RMA, FSO, and FME, field medical excellence. So FME also is kind of MSL only. So there is a vertical level growth in MSL. Now horizontal or different kind of thing you have already written: clinical trial manager, medical advisor, medical affairs manager, even marketing, strategic building, BD, and all. Many kind of thing. Training manager can happen, but this is the most usual scenario for MSL. Uh, yeah. Okay, so I think we have covered a lot about MSL today, and this is close to my heart, and and I'll tell you with a pinch of salt later on. Um, Last question for today. Uh, and I have written as a bonus question. Okay, I'm saying answers here also. How come? Who is most important stakeholder in MSL journey? My answer is visible here. I don't know. So can you try uh, answering this question again? If possible, I'll clear the responses from now. Reset results. Okay, fine. Yeah. I want you to answer this, and this is a bonus question or kind of very much insightful question. So please answer. Is there any difficulty? I don't see any responses so far. Am I connected with you all? Okay, guide. Dr. Samriddhi, yeah, I think I'm there. Yeah, okay. Any more people uh, want to give feedback? And this is, I think we are at the end of today's session. We'll have 5 to 10 minutes Q&A, and then we can close it. So even though you don't want to maybe respond, would just like to know how many are there in the meeting right now. Don't know, sir. Very, very nice. Amazing. Dr. Hassan, you are there? We'll wait for 10 seconds more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Little bit guide is little close, but Tim, many times since it's a customer facing job, what happens is that you forget your manager. The responsibility or the ownership or the thing who will help you to grow in your journey is your manager. I have done that kind of mistake. Like we get carried away with our work with KOLs, and we give a lot more focus on about KOL or having that relationship building, and we are getting very much good feedback from doctor. We are having high job satisfaction. But I have written in journey. So you want to grow. So your relationship building, your communication with your manager, clear communication. If he or she is not aware about what you are aspiring, and you are thinking that yeah, things will happen good because you are doing good, you're excellent, but you have to move forward or move in different direction where you want to go. Once you are in, as long as you are in company, your manager is responsible and is helpful for that path. So you have to be open. So that's why I have written the most important stakeholder um, is your manager to whom you are reporting to. So that's a very, very, very much bonus kind of thing. And from years of experience, I'm giving you that insight. So don't get stuck in any role, anywhere. Be uh, be mindful of that thing, because you're happy about getting feedback from doctors, getting feedback from your colleagues, from sales team, marketing team, from KOLs. You're doing excellent, but the career pathway is not clear, is not aware, not documented. Then you you may miss out things. So I think that was things for today. Thanks, Shishir. Shishir, about excellent, insightful presentation. I'm happy, Shishir. About average salary, depends on Indian company or depends on MNCs. In Indian companies, there are less MSL jobs, less RMA jobs. Um, Global companies who are operating in India, I can say, uh, I may be wrong. One can expect 8 to 12 lakhs per annum as a starting job. I may be wrong. I am not into MSL job right now. Neither I'm in much MSL contact right now. I don't have MSL colleague right now who are at entry level. I can figure it out. I have spent my career 6, 7 years at MSL as MSL or senior MSL kind of roles. And my first job was MSL. But at present, a global MNC working in India, 8 to 12 lakhs per annum, one can expect on a lower side, I'm telling. It can be 10 to 14 lakhs also. In Indian company, you can expect 4 to 7 lakhs.
Yeah,
What are
most.
the chance? Okay, just a minute. The one who are speaking, but I'll take the chat box question first. What are the chance for an MSL in India to get chance abroad? So one thing I told you again, talk to your manager, talk to your manager's manager, and start working on that part. So there are enough mechanism in industry in your company. So one way is that in same company you are working and then that thing happening, you take some assignment, certain assignment. Even there are some APEC region medical committees in all companies, the global committees. You take some responsibility there. You mentor different country MSL. That also opportunity the companies give. So once you are in that truly global MNCs, you talk and it will be and this is not easy. There are MSLs from 5 years, 10 years in one company. They also aspiring, and then it's about situational, about your excellency, your rapport internally, how you make presentation, and the luck, a bit of luck. Luck is at the last, but it has a certain aspect you can apply it there. Now, directly also you can apply outside, but then the chances are less. So you go work in a company, work in true MNC, and then you make a way out from India. And Allah Joy, it's still possible directly also. So I think that's short answer. Yeah, someone was asking something verbally. Um, Anyone speaking? All are on mute right now. MSL require local language on job place. No, our customers are KOL, and then some of the allied staff PPT you are going to give. Otherwise, we don't need to learn local language. It's not mandatory. It's usually sometimes helpful a bit, but it's not a essential or even not in additional thing. I would not put it at a top priority. Even in additional things, I would put as a lower priority. Uh, what is the things that a clinical pharmacist should focus to enter into MA other than good communication, presentation, publications? Clinical pharmacist focus, interpersonal skills, I would say, presentation, publications you have mentioned. Mm-mm. About strategically, like how medically, so see, all these things are core medical thing, presentation, publication, good communication, but strategic thing, you should be more into involved. How you can, so think, work from a corporate point of view. Who has asked this question? Deepak. So think from corporate point of view, how you can uh, give mileage to company 3 years, 5 years with some example. Suppose you are working in some clinical pharmacy, some oncology kind of thing, and there how you see the future and what can be future pipeline molecules, uh, current existing molecules, how you can differentiate the products, what messagings you can drive. All these things you can think and you can focus, and then it will help you. Which subjects should we excel to become a good MSL? A basic therapeutic knowledge should be on all part of thing. Uh, the thing which you have worked in your internship or in your thesis, in your MD or whatever, that you be thorough and suppose the work is, the interview is on so one two things. You have mentioned that you have done internship in 2 3 departments. So select some topics of this department and you be thorough on that part. So let's be clear. There are MDs, there are DMs, there are so many specialties. Now nothing is expected from a MD medicine or MD pharmacology or PharmD. They should be aware of everything and everything in all disease area. That's not possible. That's why we have now all specialty doctors are also available. But you are mentioning that you have done something in this therapy area. So that part you should be thoroughly, uh, very much thorough. And in case you know the interview is for X therapy area, which you don't have knowledge, but you should have some information on that X therapy area and the companies where the focus products in that X therapy area. That's what you should be aware of. Statistics you should be aware of. Uh, as someone has told that uh, okay, Sakshi, your question is not so clear. Shishir Kumar, what assessment are conducted for MSL interviews? MSL interview, Shishir Kumar, so presentation, summary of article, communication skills. These things are now I think digital tools. How you implement digital tools in your practice also may come up in the things. So going ahead, I'd like to interact with a couple of MSLs. I'm in touch with them. Like it's easy for me. And I'll share with you what is being utilized for assessment of MSL interview, like what is being helpful. One scenario of MSL role from plan to execution. Um, uh, I would give a month plan what it looks like. I'm going to cover 30 KOLs this month. There's my point of discussion for this month. In last month, 3 KOL has asked about uh, this additional information. So I'm going to find those information and I'm going to put that information also. This month I have 3 meetings to be conducted. So and for that I have selected 2 speakers already. So I'll send them the slides and do the briefing. And if any changes required, I'll do it. And I'm yet to find a scientific committee chairman for that meeting. So I'll take feedback. I'll see the doctor's interest areas. I'll take feedback from multiple ways, even YouTube or platforms, whether the speaker is good in communication, whether the doctor is in favor of your product or your messaging. If not, can you work in the next 10 days and you can make it absolutely perfect on that point of discussion? And then I'll involve him in my meeting. So that's what plan to execution. So this is my plan, but how will I execute? So I will assess the speaker list, whether they are okay or not. One thing is medical knowledge, one thing is oratorship. Many doctors coming on stage, the oration is poor. So then your meeting goes down dull. So medical knowledge, his or her acceptance, and orationship is important. And that current thing, if they are not in favor of you, then it's even the meeting would be great scientifically, but the product advocacy could not happen. So it's a loss for your effort, loss for company. Personally, you may be satisfied, but if it doesn't help company point of view, it's a neutral kind of thing. You would say it will not be remembered much in a positive way. So that's what you have to do. Um, After PharmD, which position provides a better chance of becoming MSL, CRC or clinical pharmacist? Um, I would put both equally. CRC will open up. So there are some positions like clinical research medical advisor, clinical trial manager, and those are also positions are good in corporates. So if you do CRC, you should try to become clinical data manager, clinical trial manager. Not many trials happening in India. Uh, and clinical pharmacists also would be helpful uh, to become MSL because you would be updated with the current therapeutics and current clinical scenarios. So that little edge would you would be having rather than nothing. Yeah. I think I'll take 1 or 2 last question and we'll end up by 6:45. And I hope the sessions are useful to you. If you have any feedback or anything you would like to know more, you can, I think the CLIMED or Curio has a group where you can share your feedback or any focus area you want for next topic, and you can put it there. I think, Aditya, we have, as part of this course, interview preparation or something like that, that session would be there. If not there, we will cover in any sessions going ahead. But that is, I think, entire session is there, if I'm not wrong, about interview preparations. So we'll take up at that time. Curio team, Climate team, please keep noting questions, and those which we are not answering right now, we should answer in the respective session or going ahead. So please save the questions here. Okay, I think it's nice interacting with you, and nice uh, being to be here and to know your points, your feedbacks, and thanks for spending Sunday evening 2 hours. I hope it will be useful to you, because one thing is that doing this kind of lectureship, but also we are spending good time in preparing and interacting with you. So thank you also being there. Sometimes people just come and they just listen, and then, or they are just logged in and they're not there, they're not physically there or mentally not there. But thanks for two-way interactions. Okay, Shishir, I think Ronak Panwala would be one there only. So yeah, I would do it, Shishir. We will connect on LinkedIn. Yeah, Shishir Kumar. Fine. So thank you once again. See you going ahead, and all the best. Happy Sunday evening.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So Curio Climate team, I'm logging out. Thank you for the session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Dr. Samriddhi. Thank you very much, Dr. Samriddhi and Dr. Ajit.